What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Well, you probably don't know. Well, if you clicked on the video, then you do know. But it is officially Fat Fit Food Friday. So on this week, we're going to be making some keto buffalo chicken strips and some keto garlic cheesy bread. I'm supposed to be cooking broccoli, but you know how to cook broccoli, so we're not going to go over that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the kitchen and we'll get this thing going and hopefully be done in a jiffy. I will see you there. So what we have here is the chicken tenderloins. As you can see, they are not looking like regular chicken tenderloins because they already have hot sauce and seasonings on them. What I did is I went ahead and took this and then mixed it up with the sauce. It was just some hot sauce and some salt, some pepper, some onion powder, garlic powder. I think that was it. And you just mix it all up and everything, and then I threw it into the fridge for about an hour. You can do like 20 minutes, honestly. It just kind of makes a marinade for it. So the next step that we're going to do is do something called making an egg wash. Basically what an egg wash is, take one egg, throw it into a container, going to put just a little bit of water into it, and then whip it up, and that's what we'll do. So I'm going to go and put the water in and get it mixing. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be doing is making the breading. And what we're going to do it out of is something that I have already mentioned multiple times, psyllium husk powder. This stuff is amazing. Well, here, I'll show you. 15 calories for a tablespoon of it, and total carbohydrates are 4.5, but all of it's fiber. So this stuff is very grainy, very bread sticky. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw some of that in there. And because it's a breading, we don't really need an exact measurement. I'm just kind of winging it. And then I'm also gonna do half of almond flour. You can do other flours also, like coconut flour. Okay, so now that the breading is all mixed up and everything, the egg wash is done. I put out a cookie sheet, put some aluminum foil on it. I'm actually gonna fry these, but it's easier to clean up whenever the aluminum foil is down, so that's why we did that. So next what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this chicken and we're going to put it into the egg wash, and then we're going to take that and drop it into this, and then with our other hand we're going to go ahead and just put it on, sprinkle some on top. Basically you want a dry hand and you want a wet hand. Okay, so now that these are all breaded up and everything, take a look at those, looking pretty decent. I threw some olive oil into a pan and that is heating up for frying. So we're gonna go ahead and just wait until that's ready to go. So, alright, so while the oil is heating up, we're gonna go ahead and get going on making the dough for this cheesy garlic breadsticks. Basically all you're gonna need is mozzarella, almond flour, cream cheese, garlic powder, baking powder, salt. This one's optional, but when you're on the keto diet, salt's important, so I would say just do it. 1 egg, some butter, garlic, and then Parmesan. You're also supposed to put parsley on it. It's kind of a look thing, but it's also for a taste thing. However, I don't have any parsley, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip that step and start making this. So I'm just going to do a voiceover, and I'm just going to speed through this real quick because we're trying to make 2 recipes in one for your enjoyment.
Alright, so the first step that you're going to be putting in is going to be the mozzarella. As I was weighing it out, I realized that the whole bag was 2 cups, and that's how much I needed. So I ended up just throwing the whole thing in there. After this, we're going to be going for the flour, which I believe was a cup of ground almond flour. Something you can do to make it a little bit smoother is actually sift it before putting it in. After this, we're going to be putting in 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and I do some math here. Obviously, I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I get a butter knife, and I cut into it, and I think I did 4 ounces of cream cheese. Alrighty, so once the cream cheese is in there, then we are going to go ahead and start putting in the seasonings. As you know, I don't really measure, so I just kind of wing it. The first thing I put in is some garlic powder, and then I put in some onion powder, and I pour a generous amount of pink Himalayan salt, followed by 1 or 2 teaspoons, I believe, of baking powder. And then what you're going to do is you just mix it up, and that's going to be that. The recipe down below.
Alright, so now that everything is mixed up, you throw this in the microwave and you let it melt for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there for like a minute probably, and mix it up and everything and see where we're at, and then we're going to stir in the eggs. So I will be back once we're done with that. So now we're back here, we're mixing this all up, and it's this ooey gooey mess. I almost want to eat it just like this, but I won't because it's better cooked. Anywho though, next what you're going to do, just take this egg, crack that bad boy into there. Scoop them under there. And now really you can shape it into any way that you want. I'm going to go with a like very, boring rectangle. Okay, so the next step what we're going to do is going to go ahead and make this buttery topping that's going to go on, buttery cheesy topping that's going to go on top. And as you can see, I already put the amount of butter for it right in here. This is going to be 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to do 1 clove of garlic, which, like we've gone over before, I definitely don't measure things unless it's like a baking thing. But since it's just garlic, we'll just go like, we'll flavor it to taste, or flavor it to your liking. This is the better words for that. And then I don't have the parsley like I mentioned, but I do have Parmesan. I should already have this open. This is my bad, y'all. No problems at all. It says do a tablespoon, so that looks like a tablespoon to me. 2 tablespoons of finely grated Parmesan. This is actually a shredded Parmesan. And then what we're going to do with this is we're just going to throw it into the microwave for a little bit to get a nice buttery top for that. So let's go and do that. Alright, so we're back now. This is all... Oh my goodness, this looks so good. It kind of seems like there's not enough butter, or maybe I put too much cheese in there. But
Alright, so actually what happened is not that I put too much cheese in there, it's that I used shredded instead of grated. I guess I accidentally mixed up the 2 recipes that I was looking at and put the wrong kind of cheese in there. So I tried to fix it by squeezing out the butter and then putting more butter in there and melting it, and that didn't work because it was the wrong kind of cheese. So I pour the butter on here and I take the cheese out. And so the way I fix the problem is I just smear the butter around, and then I'm going to take some more garlic and just throw it on there. And then I take some more of the leftover Parmesan cheese and just throw that on top of there, and that's going to be my new topping, and it actually turned out perfectly. So that's how you fix your problems, is just put more cheese on it.
Okay, so I got my sauce already all mixed up and everything. All that was 2 tablespoons of butter and some of this more red hot wing sauce. This is one of my favorites, Frank's brand. Bam, Frank's, there we go. It's one of my favorites because A, the flavor is just really good and it tastes like wing sauce because it is wing sauce, and it's just over the counter, super easy to find. The best part about it though is it's 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein, and just 460 milligrams of sodium, which means that because it has nothing in it, you do not have to track it on anything, which makes my life so much easier whenever I'm cutting because you don't have to track it. Easy. Okay, so anyways, now that the butter's all melted down and the sauce is all poured in here, it's gonna be pretty easy. Because all you're gonna do is take your little chicken tenders. Oh, I didn't even show you the chicken tenders. Chicken tenders. All I did for those was just throw them into a pan with some olive oil, cooked it till they were white on the sides. It takes like 3 to 5 minutes. So from here, this is the last one cooking in there right now. I guess we are going to just go ahead and let these cool down while the bread is still cooking, which has got 10 minutes left. And then from there, I will see you back at the plating and taste testing. So I'll see you there. Alright everybody, so it's finally done. I would say, looking at the time, that it took me a total of about 30 minutes to meal prep for the whole week. You know, the bread took probably, with cook time, about 20 minutes, and if you multitask, the chicken only takes about 10 minutes, so throw that all together, and with cooling time, it takes about 30 minutes. So here's a look at that. Let's see if I can get this without it falling everywhere. Please don't fall. So you got your cheese bread, you got your broccoli, and you got your buffalo strips. Also got some ranch right here. So, I guess we'll just dive right in and find out how everything tastes. Look at this bread. Oh my goodness. That's so good. Crispy, buttery flavors. So that is so good. Garlic, Parmesan. Has so much flavor. And surprisingly crispy too, which is, you know, surprising. Because usually cloud breads get kind of floppy even if you crisp on the outside. Looks like I didn't cut off some of the fat right there, but it's okay. That's so good too. Tastes a lot like buffalo sauce. There is kind of a nice crust on the outside. I'm assuming because it's mixed with the psyllium husk and the almond powder. Excellent combination together. Chicken's perfectly cooked. Flavor's all there. Marinating the chicken made a huge difference. Especially you can really taste like the cayenne and the paprika in it. I do think, so this isn't anything bad, it's just because this is what happens with sauces, is that it's a little bit soggy, so when I reheat it for meal prepping, I'll probably throw it in the oven for a little while. But even so, this is just absolutely, won't focus on it, but it tastes so good. Dip it in some of this ranch. Yeah, it tastes just like buffalo chicken. It tastes like a buffalo chicken strip. This would totally satiate any urge that I might have wanted for any kind of chicken strips. And so do these cheesy garlic bread. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat all this real quick. And I'll put the macros right over here. so that you can see all of them, because it's pretty low with the chicken being a chicken breast. That's why I added the ranch in there, because it'll add a little bit of extra fat to this meal. And I'll probably put some either butter or cheese on the broccoli, just to go ahead and add more fats. But I'll put the macros over here, and without that stuff, with just the meal that I've shown you right here. And you know, that pretty much wraps up this Fat Fit Food Friday. So, you know, until next week, stay fit.